Yeah. So before I start, you guys can you guys have been seeing what has been happening in Bitcoin, to be precise. Did we call those moves? Yes. But funny enough, I don't even let me tell you, you see that word buy the deep. See that word buy the deep. Market is deep now, you are buying the deep. Have you for once sat down and asked yourself if you've really been following me in this mentorship? Because I don't know why you can be chasing a falling knife. It's gonna injure you. That's the only thing it's gonna do. Throughout this mentorship, I'm specific about, especially when I talk about cryptocurrency, I don't talk about anything that is not Bitcoin. I don't talk about it because it's just the major asset classes. Every other things are forks out of there. You saw what happened last week, Luna. Luna. And a lot of people crying up and down, this, that, this. Funny enough, I'll tell you a very short story. Within that Luna crash, how I actually followed, I had to go on Twitter to follow them. So I was following their updates, and when it was 5 zeros, I had a friend that bought with 20 million naira, over $30,000 plus. Then it went down to 20k. So the guy was shouting. So I took my time to go. It's and nothing chat work about it. But you understand the thing about doing the opposite of what people do out there. Now there was no reason, there was no bias in that. You don't expect me to be looking at that chat. There's nothing there. It's giving you nothing. I was following them, but then they now talked about wanting to come back, about reviving the project and all that. That was just the news I needed to get back into that market. Now, immediately I saw that, I bought up just with with a very very spare money, so you understand. Yeah, I bought it up like around 5 zeros. Then I think it gave me over 1,000 to 3 to 4,000%. I think 2 days ago, and it was very funny how it was just happening. I just went and I scaled everything off. You know me that I work with 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. I do things like 20% monthly, but now I'm having like over 4,000% of an investment in less than 2 days. What am I still doing there? I scaled everything off. I scaled everything off, caring less about what was happening in that market. But now I was scaling it off. Some people were getting back in sync to buy that market at that point in time. And then I came up online. Was it today? Some of you are there are some special groups I'm still in with some of you guys. Someone was like that he's entered and he lost over 50%. I was like, again. So it's very funny how you guys navigate this, especially the crypto space. One, you don't have enough chat work to back up your bias about the marketplace. There are a lot of things lacking there. But then it's very easy and simple. I called Bitcoin sales. We talked about the sales. We talked about it seeking where the sell side liquidity below 28k. We talked about it over time. And I don't know why you go and be buying deep, because I have somebody in that group that brought out money to buy deep. Are you crazy? Like, how do you know that that is the low? Like, what on earth is telling you that that is the low of the market? Even if you hit 28k, who told you that it has formed the low? Who told you to start buying from there? I don't even know how people keep doing this thing. I emphasize times without number. Don't cash the low. You don't need it. You don't need it for anything. You don't need to get the lows. You don't need to get the highs. There are a lot of things you need to wait for. They'll keep your money in your pocket and give you profit than giving you hypertension and losses. I don't know who told you that 28k was the low of the market. I don't, even if it's what it is. I don't. Nobody told you that. You're supposed to wait for specific things. There are specific things that you should see in price action before you can say things. Before you can even do things. I told you guys I will be off that market. It's very simple because it's in an area of open float. Those things are historic lows. That market below that level is what? Low resistance market. It's an open float. And the only thing you should be doing is looking for up close candlesticks to sell into. You want to even see bullishness so you can short more. I don't know. I don't even know who told you that 28k, because it was a target, might take profit, but I think it's the low. Did I tell you I'm buying from there? Even the statements I brought out were very, very specific. I will start considering. Even when I still put out statement, there is a group that's a very, very crypto community. They talk a lot about all these coins. The things I even said, they were very specific. I have to see it before I can. I have to see willingness for Bitcoin to want to run before I can do anything. If I can't see it, nothing stops me from still shorting more. It's just that I'm no longer comfortable dealing with the market at that point in time. The whole volatility there and all that, it's just much. It's not something I want to be putting in life funds. Even if it falls to 10,000, it's very possible. I'm starting with this because somebody went into that market and bought a dip. I think he bought it. She bought it. Is small money. I think she said she bought it like $200. But then that $200, when she came to my DM, it was $1. And like, I trust me, injury stick and bogey, I use stick and finish you, and I will even laugh at you because I don't even know. Am I a joke to you? How long have I been with you for you to be taking that kind of uncalculated risk? What do you think? You want to see $200 to $1 million the next day? Are you clap for yourself? You've seen how it has gone from there to $1. It should be in cents now. That is, you shouldn't do. If your knowledge can't help you, there is no need for you having this knowledge. If this knowledge it is I'm giving you can't help you in any way, there is no need for you having it. I've not held any coin since Bitcoin started selling from as high as 60,000. The chartered members are here, they can tell you. None of them even have. All the you see buy all those things, we're not concerned about them. The only things I was even talking about is what? Shorting the markets. Because so far Bitcoin keeps selling, none of these coins will be able to rally. They won't. Even the short-term highs you see, they will rapidly break down. You don't even know if you can't even take off those profits. That is knowledge. You are really funny, very, very funny. But it's your money. It's your money. Back to where we were. Now, we are looking at the futures contracts of Fibre. It's the same thing. When you go down to British pound, it should be the same thing down there. Okay, so we're looking at the futures contracts, and as you can see, nothing much has changed in this market. Nothing much has changed. Okay, so now it's those same things I did that made me to arrive to this. I know their codes. Okay, you don't need the codes for anything, but you know how we go through them to get down to this level. You don't need their codes for anything, but I know it's the same thing. Okay, you can see nothing has changed in the open interest. This market has been selling. We've been talking about the sales, and it has kept on breaking down. But last week, nothing much has changed. Even into this coming week, I don't expect anything. If you want to see bullishness, you have when we go to chat, but you can see nothing much has changed from the fundamental perspective of this market. Looking at the open interest, looking at their interest rates, nothing much has still changed. Still the same thing. Okay, I've been waiting for something here, but there's nothing here. As you can see, Fibre has a very good differential to sell between what this, that is the dollar, and what Fibre. You can see the dollar is what 1, this is 0. So what do you expect? You want to expect what? Bearishness from the fundamental standpoint. What do you want to be doing on Fibre? You want to be selling it. Okay, now looking into the economic calendar, Monday, we don't really have anything much to look out for on this day. Just a high impact news on British pound by 3:15. So you should expect a protracted, that is a longer New York session. In the sense that if you want to trade New York, you want to be trading both the New York open and London close kill zone. Okay, then you can see Tuesday high impact news on Aussie dollar. Those of you that trade this pair, you know it's Asia. But then dollar, core retail sales, New York. Then 7 p.m. Fed share power speaks. So you might expect what do we call it? A reasonable form of volatility in this market. Okay, on Tuesday. On Tuesday going into Wednesday, good British pound. Then the dollar card. So you would expect if you would be expecting a bearish week, we talked about this thing. Is this the same way I do it? See, you people should ask. Sha. Um, um, from the economic calendar, as you can see, you should expect the high of the week to come in. Most likely, what we are looking at, what Tuesday, New York, or what Wednesday, London or New York session. Okay, you should expect the high of the week. Then um Thursday into Friday, a continuation of whatever it is you're expecting for the week. So that's for your one shot one kill. Okay, see, this is me giving you your one shot one kill. There is nothing. I don't know. There's something that I've noticed. Sorry, those of you that come to my DM, you guys over complicate matters. Like, how do I say it? Like, you see something glaring, something specific I've told you, but you refuse to accept it. You look for some. You look for. I know that there are conflict. You can see a lot of things, but I've given you something that is quite simple, and I'm telling you that it's this. But then you are adding this and adding that and adding that, over complexing yourself. At the end of the day, gives you an analysis paralysis. That's what it's called. In the sense that you are stuck, being unable to do anything. You can't move. It's called paralysis, analysis. You're paralyzed. The way I leave these things as simple as they are is the way they are. Your PDRAs, everything it is after to it's that same way. Now, as you can see, what do you have below this marketplace? It's an open float. Okay, now this is an open float. It sells side liquidity because this guy is historic. It's just that these sales have continued from here down, 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 down without anything holding it. And not like I'm not happy with it, but it's something you would want to be careful about, because coming into this week, if they open Monday, Tuesday and break down lower, then they might trade back into the range. Okay, it's very possible they might trade back into the range. But if they open Monday into Tuesday and trade higher, which I expect, then we might see a massive sell. Okay, but then if they open Monday into Tuesday and break down, then we might see a retracement into the range, just as a near-term retracement. But it will be obvious in price. You see these things, you see it. See, I've taught people how to see things. Oh, it's just that a lot of you don't have the patience to wait. You have to wait for you to. You have to wait. If you don't wait, you will not see it. Okay. So this was last week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and last week was very, very bad for me. Not just bad, Like my account is in like 4% drawdown. 4% drawdown because of things I teach. Okay, when you fall short of your rules, they happen. Okay, they happen. Okay, out of anger and all that, I was quite very upset about a lot of things last week. I was really, really upset a lot of things last week. Like I was extremely busy. That I had positions built in the market. I had a 1:8 risk reward ratio trade. That this trade triggered, it went 1:8, came back and took me out in stop because it fell short of my take profit with 2 pipettes. Like I'll show you. It fell short of my take profit by 2 pipettes. But then when it came back, so when I came back and I was looking at the whole screen, I was like, why did this guy, like there was something wrong? It could only be the broker. But then I looked at it, and this is normally if I was active live watching the trade, I would have taken partials, I would have locked positions, a lot of things I would have done, but I was unable because of I was not able to access my phone at that point in time. I didn't even know it had triggered. I expected it, but so a lot of annoyance. Then some trades didn't trigger and all that. Then I was like, come on, I must do something. Then I came back and I was bombarding this shit, and it gave me a very very wonderful reasonable drawdown, like 4%. Then my body can't calm down. I was like, man, Alex, come on, you're above this. It happens. Come on. There is something you still learn from. Okay, it's just like how I like tell you guys this thing. It's just like the things I still tell you. I tell you these things out of experience. You see that I still fall prey to them. I tell you don't do this, don't do that. It's just like a child. They are telling don't touch fire. The child will listen to you at that point in time, but when you leave, he or she goes back to touch the fire, and now gets that feedback. Tomorrow, if the person sees fire, he or she's running. So it happened, and good and fine. I'm not ashamed telling you of it. It's as I told anybody that tells you that you won't suffer losses in this market. This is nothing more than a fraud. So let's talk about the dollar index first. Now, from the monthly standpoint, okay. Now, remember the things I've told you about SMT. Okay, once you see an SMT high broken, what do you expect? What feedback does it give you? It gives this is one of the protected highs you should have in the marketplace. That's why I like leaving these lines. This is what from the monthly standpoint, okay, and this is an SM. I talked about this last week. So we'll be reaching out for. I talked about this level, this high, just right this high. Now is what I'm. Why am I concerned about that high? Why am I concerned about that high? Because it's actually what sets. It's the run on stop on this month. Look closely. Okay, this month. This was the run on stop. Price opened on the December, traded high, ran this buy side liquidity. Okay, everybody that was buying this market, you can see how it traded low and kept on rejecting. Everybody buying this market, price open, traded above the previous monthly high and broke down. Okay, so this being a run on stop becomes now a draw on price to what? When you start seeking bullish prices. Okay, it becomes a draw on price. Now we are seeking bullish prices. This is it. It's nothing. Now going down to the weekly. Yeah, talked about that last week. Down into daily. So we talked about this. We talked about the low of the week forming on what? Wednesday. Remember? But then we were specific. We gave specific things. Yeah, that reminds me. Let's go back. That reminds me. I gave something specific. That reminds me. With regards to the price action that we were seeing. Now this was the what? Equal highs. Remember this. Can you remember this? Like don't pay attention to this part. Just this, okay? talked about these equal highs that were ran out, then broke down rapidly, creating what fair value gap. So we wanted to see what price to break down for that if they want to sell. Okay, but understanding that it is what a counter trend trade, because the other flow is clearly bullish. What did we say? This was the high we were watching, right? Now if this high gets taken, then we are buying this market quickly. If this high gets taken, we are doing what? We are buying this market. And it happened on Monday. This move here on Monday automatically gave me the feedback I needed for the week. Like this move you saw here is the only thing you need for that week to tell you that what like it's only thing I needed. Okay, now so far they've taken out this low. What now the PDRs I was looking out for to buy this market out from. Okay, so you can see, going back to the daily, you can see this. Now I want you Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, I want you to not look at this. Okay, so this was like Sunday's trading. Okay, so even if we are trading, we wanted to see an expansion of this or price breaking down lower. Okay, so you can see Monday's trading took out that high, rejected. Why were we seeing this kind of price action? You remember closely the sorry, if you remember closely, the economic calendar of last week was silent Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. Okay, so that is why we expected this kind of lethargic price action. Okay, so then I was looking to buy this market from what? This bullish order block. Okay, right here, this bullish order block. Looking at it here. Okay, so, and if you'd expect an expansion, you would, and a very very big move. That's the thing. That is why I told you guys, I came to the forum on Thursday. I told you the high of the week has formed. Okay, look to sell fiber and cable for the rest of the week. This was the move I saw. This here, a run on stop, Tuesday's low, Monday's low. Okay, Monday's low, Tuesday's low. You can see how price traded through it into what? This bullish order block, and what? Rapidly rejected. I knew the law of the week had formed. This was what prompted me to come in now and tell you guys with what confidence. Now go into your chart as practice drills. This is what I'm giving you, because I know as developing traders, the most difficult thing you get is finding a bias in this market. These ones will come with time, trust me. Finding a bias in this market is extremely difficult, I know. At this point in time, I help you with this bias, so you can be able to have logical models to work in. I've given you guys models. Now I'm telling you, buy. You see how easy it can be buying up a market or selling out a market from the basic things I've given you, because it's not something I want you guys to force. With time, these things will be obvious to you. I repeat them week in, week out, day in, day out. I tell you the same things. Is that clear? So this, you can see Monday's trading, Tuesday's trading. So this became my draw on price. As you can see, still looking at you. I've not done anything yet, especially on the dollar index. Not until today. That is why you still have these things looking at you. So this was my draw on price. So I'll delete it. This was Monday's trading, Tuesday's trading. So I'll go down further so we can talk about what happened. Okay, before I give you an idea of what I'm expecting for the week. Okay, so this was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you can see this whole large range consolidation that price was held in from Monday into Tuesday into Wednesday. Now, this was the problem. This here was this move, because that's why I tell you, you shouldn't be concerned about a lot of things you shouldn't be concerned about. Cashing the lows, cashing the highs. I know I can do them. So I go in and I do them. I go in and I do them. There are times it hits me good and fine, but most times I know I'm still on the right track. Now, this is the bullishness that we were looking out for. I'll come down to fiber so that I can explain things. Like, it's what diametrically opposed to themselves, okay? So what you are expecting on the dollar index, you should expect the opposite on what? This pair. Monday's trading Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, okay? Monday, price traded up, okay? So, but look, if you remember market structure, okay, this automatically is what? A long-term high that should be protected, okay? Imbalance, intermediate term high, imbalance, but it's not what I want to talk about. When you go back, these are the studies you should do on your own, okay? But I just want to talk about the price action and all that. But now this was what? Monday's high, Tuesday's high, Wednesday's high, okay? Now, I was looking out for this low. Not this low, sir. I'll be specific. Because I was looking out for something. I'll show it to you. And what happened? I was not looking out for this low. I was looking out for... Now look at this. Look at this price action. You can see this whole consolidation right here. This whole consolidation before this expansion. Then this was Monday's trading. Then it gave a model 5. What I teach as my model 5. Expansion. Return to what? Consolidation. Expansion. Taking your profit above this high. Good. Then 3 standard deviation from the consolidation. Model 5. Classic. Profitable trade. I was not on screen. I didn't engage. Nothing happened. I wasn't bothered. But then Tuesday, nothing much. Large range consolidation. Then Wednesday, I was seeing what I expected. But then classic. When you have moves that are run on stop, when you see run on stop, it's a run on stop. It happens. It's not supposed to allow you time to do anything. It's just supposed to keep spooling. Okay? Spooling is like a computer log. It's just supposed to keep running until it runs out those liquidity. Okay? But then you can see how price made what? From Monday into what? Wednesday. A lower high, but what did we see here on the dollar index? From Monday into what? Wednesday, a lower low also, okay? So this was what? SMT. Now we are looking for where to sell this market. This was what I was expecting. You can see me write out something here. SMT watch, okay? SMT watch. I was expecting an SMT like you. I was expecting it for me to come and hit, but then I had this price broke. This was what? Like, this was London launch. Price broke down. Okay, now right in here you can see this fair value gap looking at you here was my sell with my stop just above this marketplace. I'll show you the framework, and then what becomes my draw on price. The previous buy I made in the market. Now, see the beauty about smart money is that, and if I have buys in the market, it is specific, and working in a model, I'm buying at the place I'm supposed to buy at with a stop loss at somewhere price is not supposed to reach. For example, look at this consolidation. This model I've given you about consolidation. Classic, looking at you here on Monday. Price expanding. See consolidation, you are waiting for expansion. Then you are waiting for retracement into the consolidation to buy. Right here, bullish order block. You are buying. Boom, profit made. This was the buy you made. Now, where was the stop loss of this market? Is what? Here. The stop loss I have here is just below this consolidation. Ideally, I would have worked with my bearish order block, but I was using the low of this consolidation as what? My stop for this trade. Now, when they are selling this market, They will keep spooling, they will keep going down till they go to that place that stop is. That is where they clear it. So if I'm selling this market, the stop loss for my buys becomes my take profit for my sales. It's precise. It happens that way and you see it happening. Now let me show you the flaw that came in on Wednesday. Now I was watching this move. I was watching this high, this high, this high, this as a protected high. You can see the price action here. Price went into consolidation, retraced into it, started breaking down, but didn't do it until what? Wednesday. Now I was looking out for this low as my take profits. Just this low, looking at you right here. This low. Logically, I would have used this. I would have used this. I would have used this low as one. Not even this low. I would have used what? You can see the sell side liquidity resting below this equal lows. As what? You take profits one. Now I'll show you. This was the trade. I was selling into this what? Bearish order block. Why? Why was I selling into this? Sorry, fair value gap. Right this point in time was what? When the dollar index was what? Clearing this sell side liquidity. Why trading? This is the bullish order block from the daily time frame. Okay, it was clearing the sell side liquidity right here. Now I was waiting to see a willingness for price to want to buy. You can see how they closed above the bullish order block and showed what? Willingness, allowing a fair value gap. Now this is what I needed to sell into what? This what? Bearish fair value gap. My stop just above this marketplace. I was on this trade. I left for clinic. I left for hospital. That is, I had clinics Wednesday. Wednesday is my clinic days. Those of you that know me very well. Wednesday I went for clinic and it extends till as late as 4-5 p.m. 3-4-5. Now I just had my take profits here. I was not concerned. The open float was, the draw on price to me was actually this low, right? Sorry, it was actually this low. But because of the fact that I know I will not be in front of my screen monitoring this market, where did I keep my draw? Just here, which is what? My previous what? Take profit. My previous stop loss. Now you can see what happened here. I need to watch what happened. Just look at this price action. Look at this price action. You can see how price fell short of it by what? The low of this guy comes in at 5018. This line comes in at what? 5014. That is by 4 pipettes, not even up to a peep. Not even up to a peep. What did the market now do? It came back and took me out. Now, why am I showing you this? Like, I need you, like, I didn't even understand. Like, when I said I didn't understand, like, it was very funny to me. I was like, this guy is crazy. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, why me? I understand. You can see. Now, this move now you see, I need you to look at this move. Let's look at this move right here now. This move. You can see the speed they kept on repricing price higher. This is not volume. It's not buying. Neither is it selling. It's repricing. You can see the speed they kept on moving without stopping until they cleared this high. Before immediately they did it, then they relaxed. Now it's a run on stop, which I was a part of the stop that was run. Normally I'm not supposed to be part, but I was because of the circumstances I found myself. So you see that these things happen. Yeah, it happens. I'm not exempt to it. But immediately I saw it, then I knew that price would break down for the rest of the week, and the rest was history. This was when I came down and I studied this thing at night. It was the night and I came down. I now came and put it for you guys. That you guys to now start looking for what? Sales. Okay. Then Monday you can see classic what? Model 5 breaking down, went into consolidation, expanded, retracement, what? bearish order block, fair value gap, sells. Still, after this move, I had this and it was obvious to you, it didn't trigger. Like, this one was the main one that even pained me, like, because all this whole move I would have participated in it, but I didn't. So it was really much crazy for me last week. Like, it was really crazy for me. Then I came in on Friday. I wanted to force a lot of things. I was like, guy, like, how? Then the rest was history. Okay. Now, I hope you guys have gotten the lessons you learned from this. This market is not one you can be too comfortable with. No. At this point in time, you have an ongoing trade. Demo, you're not talking about life. It's not something you should sleep on. It's not. Now, coming into this week, you can see where I'm looking at. I think this was the lows we were talking about from the what monthly time frame. Okay, now you can see this. You can see them breaking down. We've lost this consolidation. Okay, we've lost this consolidation here. This is where we lost it. Not even here. This is where we lost it. Okay, we lost consolidation, so we expect more sales. Okay, so I don't really know where left for me. I want to see them building in buys from what? Right here, this bullish order block looking at you here. Okay, this is where I want to see them building in their buys from. Right here. Okay, right here. Okay, this bullish order block looking at you right here. Okay, so you have this imbalance looking at you. Okay, we have this previous high. Now these things are things you should mark out because you should see them happen, not me. Don't look at me. Fair value gap, previous high. Okay, unless I see willingness to buy from there, I'm not doing nothing, not until I have this. Now if I'm bullish on this pair, so what do I expect to see on Monday into Tuesday? I want to see price to break down. Okay, some little bit of bullishness Monday, low into Tuesday, Wednesday running the low into what? This bullish order block. Then we're expanding higher. But then if you take this is the low that I want to see protected. Okay, at all costs. This low right here. Okay, this low right here. Okay, so I want to see protected. If it gets taken, then it changes my narrative near 10. We'll be looking out for this low. Okay, we'll be looking out for this low. If this low gets taken, we'll be looking out for this low. If not, if you are staying above it, and for us to stay above this low means that we are staying above this what? Bullish order block. Okay, for me to keep buying this market at least to where? Next thing we are looking at is now this is a large range consolidation. One standard deviation met nicely. Okay, then 2 3. Okay, so my most likely be reaching out for this level. Okay, so far we stay above what? This. So now you can see this move here looking like a run on stop, but it's a TGIF trade. Okay, those of you in chartered members, you guys have seen this time without number. It's what I call a TGIF trade. So coordinates 660. Okay, so my for the 106 660 level. Okay, it's the TGIF trade. It's not something you should be bothered about. A run on stop on a Friday means nothing. Time and price. Okay, So we need to stay above this high if we want to be bullish on this pair. Now looking at euro pound. Now I remember euro pound last week I was talking about a specific level, and that was what I was looking out for this, and I told you that if I don't see this, I'm not doing anything. Now, I remember because I told you guys to draw and give your takes on what to expect on the price action here, and I remember one or two of you talking about what the bullish order block, this bullish order block right here, okay. But now tell you why I didn't really want to see it hold, okay, and all of this didn't make meaning to me as a consolidation. No, it didn't make meaning to me as a consolidation. This expansion here was just a Judas for the week, okay. This was the ideal move for the week, okay. Why? Looking at this clearly, I need to look at this clearly. Time and price. Now break this into time. We are talking about New York 1 to what? 3. So we're looking at New York into London close, which is 1 to 5. Perfect. Look at this consolidation in a New York on this day is of high value. Immediately you see an expansion. This here, this move you see here, this expansion, this to you might not be an expansion. Now, but look at what they did in Asia. They came down to run this level. Okay? They came down to run it. This to me is not nice as a move. Okay? Because if all this happened on New York, then we shouldn't tap into it. Asia to me is not even one of the times you want to see movement that can counter what we had on a London session or previous day New York or London session. But if we had it, okay, then this expansion, and some of you are looking at, no, this not it. Currently there is what sell side liquidity line below this market. Okay, now they didn't take it out here, but this here also should have told you that this consolidation will be taken. Okay, because you can look closely how we lost this bullish order block. Even if you're supposed to buy, you had buys here, price breaking into it, trading, you wouldn't have been stopped out, truth to be told. But then you should know that it becomes sinister holding longs in this position. Then price consolidated again into next week, and then come on, this is all sell side liquidity. Okay, then expanded higher and broke down. Okay, imbalance. We are trading in this imbalance now, so I would want to see buying from here into next week. Okay, this is the range I'm working in. Currently I don't have a bias changed until I have this guy taken out. Okay, so if I expect bullishness on this pair at least into the coming week, I would reasonably want to see, and I expect bullishness on dollar index. First, dollar index, I'm expecting what? Bearishness on fiber and cable. But then if I'm expecting modest bullishness here, where do you want to see the bearishness on? On cable, okay? Cable itself should see the expansion lower. Why this guy not expand that much, but more or less be held in a large range consolidation, okay? But not expand that much, okay? Even if it's expanding, this guy should be faster than this guy if I should see bullishness here, okay? If this guy is faster than this guy, then we are taking out this, then I'm selling fiber I'm selling it dangerously. Okay, so now looking at into British pound, nothing has changed. Same thing we've been talking about last week, this week. Expansion lower, okay, price entity consolidation, then this, then broke down. Okay. Now you see all this move here, I've been waiting for something, okay, and I'll show you what it is. Okay, that is price trading into this breaker. Okay, now I've not given you guys models on breakers on anything, okay, but there are specific things I look out for before a breaker becomes high probability for me. Okay, and that is working within a breaker and a fair value gap. Okay, but as we can see, I want to see this guy left does not mean that it cannot be recapitalized. Okay, even if it does recapitalize, price could recapitalize, it's good and fine. The only thing changing my bias in this market, the only thing changing my bias in this market is what? This high. If I see this high taking there, I'm shifting bearishly massively. Okay, I'm shifting price bearishly. Sorry, I'm shifting price bullishly. If I see this high taking, I'm shifting price bullishly. Okay, so but these things now you see me living in are the inbuilt, like the feedback you start getting. Okay, the feedback you start getting, that come on, start reducing your shorts and start looking for at least near-term longs in the marketplace. Okay, I'll give you an example here. Let's look at this. Okay, now you remember the model 5 I teach. You are looking at the marketplace, you are looking out for what? Consolidation. Let me say consolidation, you're waiting for what? An expansion lower and a return to what? Consolidation, right? Now you can see that even if you work with only this model 5 I've given you, like, no matter how price is, you can interpret it in any way. It's a setup. I told you, whenever you have it violated and price starts trading against it, you now start looking for what? An SMT to pin the high or low. That is like one of the ways I use SMT to pin highs and lows. I said everything in that model, in that session that I taught the model 5. Now look at this low. Sorry. This is the bearish order block, right? Was it violated here? Yes. This was bearish order block. Now if you booked in sales here, your stop above this high, okay, at least this high that around this stop, okay, you wouldn't have been stopped out. Okay, but at least it becomes sinister to you because this bearish order block has been taken. You can see price closing above them. This whole consolidation right here. See how clean the bodies are. You see how price closed above them. It becomes sinister to you because in the sense that the fact that you want to sell this market but price has lost this consolidation before selling is telling you that it does not want to sell. The order flow now has started breaking. It's shifting. It starts giving you the sign tip by tip. This is what is happening. Now look at this. Now look at this. This is a shift you get. You don't need to see price breaking this side, no. But now you're now looking at the lows. You are watching these lows to look out for where you want to buy this market. Okay? So it's that same thing that I'm talking about here. Okay? Not like they can't be recapitalized, not that they can't trade through this bearish or through this breaker or this. That is why you need to see these confirmations in price action before you engage. But then it's sinister. When you start seeing these things happen, it's a shift that you don't want to expect. It's all price. Now looking at Bitcoin, yeah, I've not really. What's happening here? You guys have been making cool money in this from this pair. I've not been doing shit. Where is my? So we talked about this. This is the low we've been talking about for days now. This low, you can see how they traded through it, and I told you guys what, I'm no longer concerned about what Bitcoin, at least for now. Okay, and why? Now look at this whole market. What did I teach you about low and high resistance market? This is a low resistance market. Looking at you right here. Okay, but now you can see a level I'm looking at, which is what, 23.8. Okay, which they could tap into possible, but this is a low resistance market. They can just break it with one candlestick. I don't know, they can, it's what they do. Okay, they can just break it with one candlestick. That is their business. Okay, but now you can see they've been consolidating price. Okay, nothing much. It's directionless. Okay, so you would want to see more expansion lower. I don't know why you people are happy with bullish candlesticks when you are in a bearish order flow. I don't know. Who taught you that one. I don't know. You are saying Bitcoin has formed this low. Like, as in, I want to know, like, what on earth told you that this bit, like, hi, nah, wow. What on earth told you that Bitcoin has formed this low here? Guinea Biko, Guakenenu. There's nothing pointing to it. Higher time frame, we've not even had any shift in market structure. So those of you buying up your bags, DC Nikkei, okay, DC Nikkei. So we can still have expansions, okay. You can see, but buy side liquidity. You can see this imbalance looking at you right here, okay. These are by which they could recapitalize or not, or they could more or less consolidate price and expand. But now they're in consolidation, okay. So, and they are comfortably staying below this bearish order block, okay. But they've just been in large range consolidation, doing nothing. So we don't know. So those of you that want to trade this pair, the only advice I'm giving, wait, okay. You just have to wait, okay. They more or less will probably not take out this high. They shouldn't, okay. But it does not mean that they can't, because they might want to. Now, why? They've taken out a very, very huge chunk of sell side liquidity, right? What do I teach? Trading back into the range. They've taken a huge chunk of sell side liquidity, which is below 28k. And you saw how they did it. Why is my network hanging? I beg. I hope I'm still on in this class. I don't know why this network is hanging. You don't want me to talk about Bitcoin. Okay, but you can see how they've traded and how they did it rapidly, okay? So they could more or less trade back into the range, okay? This guy right here, okay? Right here, this 28k level. I don't know why they are not loading the rest of my chart. Good. This guy right here, okay? So they could more or less trade back into the range. Very possible, okay? But unless you're a counter trader, you like trading retracements and all that, but if not, just chill. Okay, take your time and wait for willingness to sell. You get back in sync with the order flow, draw on price, because look, the order flow is bearish. What do you think, if anybody has been, what candlesticks gives you the most moves? It's the down close candlesticks. You see how lengthy they are. Up close candlestick, you see how lengthy these guys are. It's order flow, okay. So just wait until you have the willingness. For those of you trading this pair, wait until you have the willingness to sell. You see it in price, you go back in, you short, okay. Currently I'm still not longing. Nothing is pointing in bullish prices for me in this pair. Nothing. Those of you that have been calling out the low, I don't know why you're doing that. I think this is all for tonight's session. Now, coming into the week, we'll be having live sessions. Okay, I said I'll talk about it because right down here in the East, these guys are crazy. I don't know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, nothing. So, man, not like I'm having a little bit of luxury, but then hospital work is on hold. Okay, unless if there are emergency cases and all that. But then, so I should have spare time to bring in live sessions for you this coming week. So I would want you guys to try your possible best to make yourself available, okay? Now,